The rest of the race, to be honest, was a little bit of a dull affair as well. We were basically in no man's land, just in P2, all by ourselves. We've got Kelvin 9 seconds ahead then as we come through the sweeper on this last lap of the race. We tried getting the fastest lap of the race, but couldn't quite get it off of Mike. But, well, if you have a look ahead, that's Kelvin. Kelvin has had an off on the final lap coming out of the final corner. He has had an off and he's now in the gravel as we come up to the start finish line to take the checkered flag and take a sensational victory on the final lap of the race at the final corner. So after 50 minutes of flat out racing, Kelvin has crashed on the very last corner of the very last lap of the race. Now in 12 years of racing, I could confirm that that is the most incredible finish I have ever witnessed, including the 4 years that I spent marshalling at Buckmore Park. I never witnessed a race ending like that. Someone crashing out from, quite honestly, so far in the lead and then crashing out so late on into the race. That is by far and away the craziest ending I have ever witnessed. And well, I spoke to Kelvin afterwards, and to be honest, he wasn't actually as like angry as you would expect. You would have thought somebody, you know, in an occasion like that would just be so distraught, losing victory that late on in the race. And it wasn't just losing victory; it was going to be Kelvin's first ever win, and he still, I can confirm now, still hasn't won a race in MRL. So that would have been his maiden and only victory in MRL, and he threw it away on the very last lap of the very last corner. So massive sympathy goes out for Kelvin. He said what happened was he was basically charging down, trying to get the fastest lap of the race. That's what was going on. He was trying to get the fastest lap, and on the very last corner, just clipped the gravel and went flying off the circuit. So we're going to have a look at the replay here. So as he comes out of Sector 2 then, have a look at the split time at the top of the screen. So he's 2/3 of a second down on his personal best. So he's not even on course for the fastest lap of the race. And as he approaches turn 9 here, as he reaches his braking point now, he just brakes a little bit too late, turns in a little bit too late, and off he goes, flying off the circuit, off to Narnia. And then actually, watch what happens when he rejoins the circuit. So as he's coming back on the circuit now, Kelvin, in frustration, he gives it a little bit too much power, and that spits him off to the right, back onto the dust. And that is actually what lost him the race properly. Had he managed to, when he rejoined the circuit, had he managed to get going properly, there's a chance I wouldn't have caught him, or it would have been a drag race to the line at least. Yeah, I guess it was the frustration of that first crash when he rejoined the circuit. That is what cost him the race. So that's brutal luck there for Kelvin.